What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Alan back with another video, and I wanted to share a very important financial learning I made when I was just getting out of college and beginning to read books on investing and personal finance, because personal finance is something really important to me. I want to be able to live a comfortable life, and I was thinking about ways that I could have my money work for me, and investing was one of the main ways. I was reading online, and as I was reading books for people to grow their wealth without having to, work extra hard at a job, right? And one of the most important pieces of advice of what I was reading online, and for all you personal finance people out there already that you guys probably already know this, but it's exchange traded funds. And one of the most popular exchange traded funds is S&P 500 index. So it's basically designed to essentially mirror the performance of roughly 500 of the largest publicly traded US companies. So they offer you instant diversification across 11 sectors or industries. It just allows investors to buy one single share that acts as a basket of America's biggest companies. And there are popular exchange traded funds you can buy on different brokerages, basically places where you buy stocks. For me, I use Vanguard, so I have the ability to buy VOO. It's a very popular exchange traded funds. You don't have to use Vanguard to buy. I know I also have M1 Finance, and I'm also able to buy VOO, as well as I have a Fidelity brokerage, and I'm also able to buy VOO. But there's also some exchange or brokerages that don't allow you to buy VOO. But if you're not able to, you can just buy another S&P 500 exchange traded fund. You just need to look it up on your brokerage. There's something called IBV as well. But buying VO has really changed my life, because it's not some sexy trading strategy that's gonna help you become a multimillionaire in 1 year. It's a slow burn kind of investment where you will be rich when you're old. It's not a get rich quick scheme, right? But it is a tried and true method that will allow you to slowly and steadily invest your money over a long period of time. I think like 20 to 40 years. And by the time you're old and wrinkly, you'll have millions of dollars in investments. I first learned about the power of ETFs when I was reading a personal finance book. I'm not quite sure what the name of it was, but it shared a story of how a lot of modest Americans, for example, in this book, they shared a story about a janitor who, as you can imagine, a janitor in the US probably makes, on average, maybe like, I don't know what it is, but not that much. Obviously less than 100K on average. And this janitor was able to become a multi-millionaire by the time he was retirement age, which was 65. And all he did was consistently invest into the S&P 500 index. Because let me show you this chart of VOO, but in general, VOO is obviously tracking the S&P 500 index. So here we have VOO, which is the exchange traded fund I was talking to you guys about. And since the inception of it, we can even just look at the 10-year. So the last 10 years, right, it started off at $191. And then if you guys remember in 2020, when everybody thought the world was going to end and the whole financial system was going to collapse, right, there was a sharp drop in VO to $255. But 6 years later, wow, I can't believe COVID's been 6 years later. It's climbed dramatically all the way up to, $652. So the past 5 years, it's basically had a 70% gain. But if you even just look at the all-time chart, all the way from 2010 to 2026 for VO, which it's only gone up. Obviously, there's been some volatility and drops, but it has really returned at an incredible rate, and you just need to be able to weather these small little dips. I mean, in the moment when the dips are happening, they feel like a big deal, but if you zoom out and look at the stock chart, you can be pretty confident that it will go up over a long period of time. It's a long-term investing strategy that will guarantee your wealth when you're older. From my experience, this is not investing advice also. I just wanted to share some learnings from my life that have been really valuable for me and has allowed me to, take a break from working since I got laid off from my tech marketing job. And I have savings, but also have a strong portfolio of investments, and a big chunk of my investments, around 50% of my investments, are tied up into VOO. And I can just share some stats from my past experience of investing. So, for example, for me, I invested into VO when I first started working, got my first full-time job, and I opened up a Roth IRA. And I invested in 2019, and then all the way till 2026. I'm going to share you the stats. I didn't do any research. I didn't touch any stocks. I didn't do any trading. I just bought VOO, and it's returned me 18% all time. So for me, that is basically around $16,000, $16,438. And that's just buying stocks and holding them over, a 7-year period. But, I'm not doing research every day. I'm not trading in and out of stocks every day. My mental is at peace. I just set it and forget it, and I move on with my life. And I'm hoping it helps whoever is watching this and they begin to invest and they think investing is gambling, or they're just looking for a way for their money to work hard for them while they don't have to work too hard. I think this method has been great for me. Obviously, it's your money, you do what you want to do. But the power of just investing into an exchange traded fund like VOO, setting and forgetting it, and just being confident that long-term compounding will take place and you will get to have millions of dollars in investments. Not in the short period of time, but in the long term, you will get there eventually. As long as you invest consistently and you don't panic sell, you ride it. Don't look at your portfolio, and just let's set and forget it, you know what I'm saying? What I wish now, as I've been investing for the last 8 or 9 years, is VO is an amazing ETF. I think it's one of the best. Any S&P 500 ETF that you can invest in is probably one of the best investments you make. It's no bullshit. It's simple. Buy it for the long term and just watch it continue to grow slowly but surely. I think the S&P 500 has averaged, the S&P 500 has averaged an average annual return of 10 to 11.5% since 1957, which is the inception of it. But there is this another ETF specifically for Vanguard called VGT. So VGT is the Vanguard Information Technology Index ETF, and this is an ETF I just learned about. And if I would have known about it 7 or 8 years ago, I probably would have made a lot more money, and there's slightly more volatility to it, but also something you can like be pretty confident that will go up in the long term. So VGT is basically a fund that tracks a benchmark index of US information technology companies. So it provides you exposure to software, hardware, and semiconductor stocks, right? So you can think of stocks like Nvidia, Apple, Microsoft, right? It's heavily weighted for those companies. Basically, the ETF is highly concentrated in US technology companies versus VOO, which has like, it has technology companies, but then you also got like retail, which is also lower margin. And you have like oil and gas companies in there, but VGT is just strictly focused on US technology companies. And what's also good about VGT is it also has a very low cost with a very low expense ratio, so 0.10, which is really good for ETFs. The fund is just really exclusively focused on the IT sector, right? Includes software, services, hardware, and semiconductors. So let me show you a chart of it. So I wanted to show you the chart for VGT. It's gonna be a simple one. So look at the all-time, or if you want to look at the 10-year chart for VGT, right? It's up 640%, right? It's continually climbed. And then if you want to compare that chart, the 10-year to VOO, right? S&P 500 on the 10-year, right? It's up 240%. So imagine if I put my money in VGT the last 7 or 8 years. It would have been up 400% more, right? I think sure there will be some more volatility if I go back to the VGT chart. Like the COVID drop was pretty sharp, and then this drop in 2024, 2025 was really steep, but then it's obviously climbed back up from there. So just imagine the amount of money where you would be buying a really great ETF for a low expense ratio, and if you believe in the US technology companies will continue to innovate and grow profits, it's a pretty great bet. Now, I wouldn't even call it bet. It seems pretty certain these days. You look at the chart. I think with VGT, you're going to have more volatility than VOO. And if you can stomach that, you're going to be rewarded for it with, it outgained the S&P 500 VOO by 400% over the last 10 years. VGT did. So that's something I've been focusing on more now, putting more money into VGT. I'm somebody that can take the higher volatility. I really do believe in the culture of American capitalism and building wealth for people and allowing the most innovative companies to continue to innovate and grow profits, and the culture of risk-taking and entrepreneurship, right? Something in the US system breeds the most profitable and innovative companies in the world, specifically in the technology sector. So I really do believe in US technology companies, so I believe in VGT. Thanks for tuning in to this video. I wanted to share my experiences of investing. I'm a long-term investor. I like to keep it stupid simple with ETFs. And that's what I've done in the past. I shared with you my stats. And this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a method of getting rich over the long term. And, I'm not working too hard doing it. I hope you guys found this video helpful. Again, this is not investment advice. It's just me sharing my personal experience. And thanks for tuning into the Stream of Thought video. I'll see everybody in the next one.